You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Perfect.
Oh, you already knew what time it is. Excuse me. What's going on, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. We here, baby. Mr. Moxley is back. AEW was pretty damn good, as always. And we got a lot to talk about in regards to Mr. Rhodes. Hope everybody out there is having a good evening. But first things first, check out my socials. As always, follow me, RJD, at RJD10K on Instagram, RJ699 on Twitter, RJD199 on Snapchat. Most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. Follow What the Wrestling on Anchor and Spodify. Listen, y'all, we got a lot to get into. AEW was great. And I hope all is well. But we are about to get into it in a couple of seconds. Patience, young grasshopper. All right, let's go. Yes, yes, yes. Tis I, RJD here. Still coughing. It's all good. 99.9%. Maybe 99.8. Anyway, welcome to What the Wrestling, the podcast where we talk about all things wrestling. This is your AEW Dynamite review. I am your host, RJD. January 19th, 2020, AEW Dynamite came on. Pretty good show. A lot of implications, a lot of stuff going on. We got a pay-per-view coming up in, a month or two? I think February. So, a lot to go over, a lot to get into, and we will unpack it. But first things first, like the goddamn video. Hit that like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channels. As always, you saw my socials. They will be up again at the end of the broadcast. Hit that like button. Check out the Etsy shop down below. We got shirts. We got coasters. Here's a coaster in case you don't want to drop any. Matter of fact, this is really nice. Let's give that some more airtime. Sorry for my people listening on Spotify and Anchor. And if you're wondering, yes, I can punch this. I know somebody's gonna ask in the comment, what the hell is that? A damn boxing thing? Yes. We got coasters, we got shirts. Support the podcast. go get yourself a shirt. What the Wrestling? We got What the Wrestling EST 2020 shirts. I'm gonna be working on those really soon. Those will also be up in the Etsy shop down below. Click the link down below and support your boy. Actually, I am going to start. I'm going to start putting links down below so you can go directly to everything that I have. So I'm going to start putting links instead of putting what I had before, which was the actual my name on everything. I'm going to put links down below. So click the link. It'll take you right to my Snapchat, my TikTok, everything, my Facebook, my Instagram. I'm going to put all the links down there. And as always, follow me. And hit that like button. You want to donate financially, Cash App down below, Zelle down below. If you don't, hit the like button, bump me up in the algo, subscribe to the channel. We started this channel over from scratch. My other channel is now the gaming channel. Shout out your boy. Hit me up.
Perfect.
Let's get on with the show. So, AEW Dynamite started off with the return of Mr. Moxley, Jon Moxley himself. Not gonna lie, October 27th was the last time that he was around. He is going to be at the Hammerstein Ballroom for the GCW pay-per-view this weekend. So, before that cannot be his first appearance back. Oh, hell no. Tony Khan decided, we got to get you back now because you're going to be on this weekend at another promotion on pay-per-view. So, TK brought him back, Washington, D.C. And first of all, shout out to this crowd. This crowd was hot as hell. Hot crowd. And you could tell there were a lot of men in the crowd because when fans cheer, you can tell when it's a mixture of men, women, and kids, or women. And then you can tell when it's men. When the men are going, Moxley, like it's a deep, ravaging, low, just cry when it's men. Like purely men, you could tell when the men are just, hey, Moxley, you can hear the testosterone in the air. So, shout out to this crowd. When he started talking, you could hear a pin drop. A pin drop in that goddamn arena. The arena's not that big. Kind of reminds me of Daly's place about how big it was. Very small ramp, not a lot of room to maneuver, which is fine. I like the more intimate setting. It almost reminds me of the old NXT, not this bullshit 2.0. But I kind of liked the fact that they were in a smaller arena because you could hear a pin drop in there. Now there was some idiot.
You stupid.
Who said something is gotta be one, dickhead. Gotta be one. He said something derogatory. I think he said something like, get this drunk guy out of here or something like that. Don't quote me. I don't know what the guy said, but Moxley said, yay, go fuck yourself. And get that guy the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yes, shout out to Mr. Moxley. I hope they threw that motherfucker out face first. Like Fresh Prince used to throw out the Jazz. Fucking asshole. Why always gotta be one? Goddamn, haven't seen this guy for 3 months. Just got out of rehab. He's trying to fix his life. Gotta be one asshole. But you know what? They gave him the boot.
Get the fuck out of here!
Hopefully they gave him the boot. And Mr. Moxley continued. Now he told, it was short, sweet, to the point. It was raw emotion. But before we even get into what he said, let's talk about how he looked. He looked great. He looked great. He looked like he was about 5 to 10 years younger. And I know he cut his hair before, so it's different. Now he's letting the hair grow back a little bit. But he honestly looked like he was back in the Shield. Like he almost looked like how he looked when he was in his Shield days. Because he slimmed down, he lost some weight. Now listen, I don't know if it's because maybe he changed his diet. We know drinking will put weight on you. We know that if you're drinking excessively or drinking a lot of beer, and you know they do a lot of cardio, wrestlers. So if you're drinking a lot of beer, your carbs are high, and you're wrestling, it might even out. You know what I'm saying? It'll put some weight on you, but it might even out. But he definitely, no alcohol, probably not a lot of inflammation in his body. He looks good. He looks healed up. You know he's probably beat up. So, shout out to him for that. Real talk. Real talk. I'm so glad that he's back and doing well. So Mr. Mox came out through the crowd to Wild Thing as always. He came up there. He said, listen, he talked about this demon that he woke up somewhere and he had this demon over him. He had like a dark cloud behind him. And, you know, he talked about scars. There's scars that make us, but a lot of people, they hide their scars. But the problem is a lot of people have scars on the inside. He's like, I have scars all over my body more than most, but it's the scars on the inside that affect us the most. And he is absolutely right, spot on with that. Your internal, your external is a reflection of your internal. If you got chaos going on in your life, that's a reflection of that's a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So shout out to him for that. He talked about a lot of people doubting him. They're probably doubting him now, but that dark cloud over him just is going to make him more fired up. And now he said he's going to grab pro wrestling by the balls because now he's more free than ever. He's free. And he says, the only thing I drink now is blood. Shout out to Mr. Moxley. He looked good. He had a chip on his shoulder. Ain't no fucking way he's turning heel now. Now, I know there was plans to turn him heel and maybe have him win the tournament, but they had to go with Bryan Danielson, and they were going to turn Eddie Kingston too, but they had to go with Bryan Danielson because Mox went into rehab. Shout out to TK for switching up plans on the fly. Shout out to John Moxley for accepting that he needed help, and shout out to him for coming back. And I am afraid to know what this man is going to do, because he's going to go on a tear. He's going to go on a fucking tear, and it's just good to see him back. So raw emotion, authentic. It's the type of promo you don't get to see often because it's literally John Moxley addressing us, the fans. Raw emotion, straight, genuine, just passion coming out of him. This was great. Hot opener, great opener. So we went from one hot opener to another hot opener. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander versus Adam Cole, baby, and the Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD. This match had a little bit of everything. It had Orange Cassidy doing his orange kicks to Britt Baker because he can't hit her because he's not going to hit a woman, obviously. So he's doing orange kicks. We had Britt Baker doing a goddamn Canadian Destroyer on a goddamn ramp. That was hellacious. Then we had a table bump by the Doctor. Then we had a Panama Sunrise that looked freaking brutal. Oh my God.
Nope.
Jesus Christ, protect your neck. So let's go down to where the action breaks down in the match. Britt Baker gave a stomp to Orange Cassidy. Statlander then got the upper hand, and she was going to hit the Area 51 to Statlander. Adam Cole throws his body in the way, and she says screw it, and does a picture perfect 450 splash onto both of them, onto both Cole and Breaker. Then Cassidy got up with the orange punch, and then a beach break for a close 2 count. He then set up the orange. He hit the beach break, setting up for the orange punch. Cole rolled outside. Cassidy tried to hit him with a dive, but ran right into a super kick. Cole set up for the Panama Sunrise on the ramp, but Statlander pushed her out of the way. Britt Baker then hit a goddamn super kick and a Canadian Destroyer. And then Cole delivered the Panama Sunrise, and he kicked out for a very, very close 2 count. Now, stop the show. I am of the opinion that damn Canadian Destroyer, that should not be a setup move. That move is too devastating for it to be a setup move. Motherfucker need to be getting pinned after that. Like, for real. I've seen some of the craziest Canadian Destroyers through a goddamn table, like Dustin and Sammy. Canadian Destroyers on the ramp. Why are people kicking out of that? I don't know. It's just me. Come on, guys. Anyway, Britt Baker then came back to ringside, set up a table Cassidy got back in the ring. They tried to set something up, but Cole moved out of the way when she threw Cassidy against the ropes, and he bumped her accidentally and sent her through the table. Glad she's okay, because we know these ladies, some of them weigh 100, 110, 102 pounds, and they hit the table and it doesn't break because they're so light. So glad to see a table finally broke. Awesome. Adam Cole was seething in rage and probably hit the most impactful low blow I've seen in a while. Yeah. Oh yeah, Orange Cassidy right in the nuts. Oh Jesus Christ. He was all wide-eyed, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You can read lips. He said, I'm gonna kill you. Hit him with the boom. And after that, that was all she wrote for for Cassidy and Statlander. This was one hell of a match. It had a little bit of everything. It was very fun. It had some Orange Cassidy stuff, had some Adam Cole stuff, had some interference stuff, had a low blow, had the boom, had a stomp. This was great. I love it. You can't give them a loss in their first goddamn match together. You just can't do that. I'm okay with Orange and Statlander losing. It's not the end of the world. Statlander will be a champion one day. She's too goddamn good not to be. They actually had this spot where she held up Britt Baker in a suplex position, like a la Bobby Lashley. We know you've seen Bobby. If you watch wrestling, you've seen Bobby Lashley do this often. He'll just hold the guy there in suplex position. And Orange Cassidy's walking around her while she's literally got her up. Now that takes tremendous shoulder strength to do that. Britt Baker did start losing it a little bit, like she was kind of folding over, but Statlander still was kind of just holding her up. And then Orange Cassidy just ever so slightly just pushed him, and then they fell over. Oh, hilarious. This was a great opener. I love this. Next, we had MJF. We had an MJF promo here. MJF said, listen, you know what, PG Punk, Sean Spears is about to beat you. Because he's the guy that we send to beat you. Shout out to him. F you, PG Punk. So then after that, he said, Wardlow, listen. War Dog, listen. I want to apologize. Last week, I got a little out of control. I shouldn't have did that. And you know what? I'm sorry. However, you know, and as soon as he said however, you just hear the crowd start laughing. Started laughing. It was crazy. After that, he's like, however, I'm going to have to dock your pay because you put hands on me, and I can't set precedent to the entire locker room that you could just put hands on me. So what did they do? He said, once you win that ladder match and get that TNT title shot for me, then you'll get your payback, and I'll up your pay. And Wardlow telling the story with his facial expressions were awesome, because I could just see it's like the condescending tone of MJF, and he's just looking at him like, you little bastard, I'll kill you. Like, Wardlow, great segment by Wardlow and MJF. That was great. Then we had CM Punk versus Sean Spears, and this lasted all of 7 seconds. MJF came out to do commentary. Sean Spears was out there with Punk. The bell rings. He turns around. 1, 2, 3. Go to sleep. Uno, dos, tres. Match over. So Punk beats Spears. I saw people getting mad at this, but listen. Sean Spears is the lackey of the group. He's the lackey that gets beat up really quick. That's his position. Everybody has a story to tell. This is what AEW has been portraying him as, and this is his role right now. So listen, I love Sean Spears too, but this is his role right now, okay? So be easy, everybody. Jesus Christ. Everybody's so goddamn mad that Sean Spears lost that quick. It was booked perfectly. There was nothing wrong with how that was booked. So calm your nerves. Everybody relax. Take a deep breath. Great. So with that being said, this was great. Punk stood up on the apron. MJF tried to come in and probably low blow him, but Punk caught him. He turned around. MJF ran around for a little while and got the hell up out of there. So this was good. Also a strong segment to me. Great stuff. Then we had Mr. Cody Rhodes. Now,
respect my authority.
This whole promo from Cody was respect my authority. That's all this was. Cody's, he was very long-winded with this, but he talked about how Punk had a pipe bomb and Punk had visions about, expanding wrestling, and he had wrestling visions, and back when they were both in WWE, he didn't say WWE, but we know what he meant. Back when they were in WWE, he wanted to change things, and he wanted things to be different, and then he talked about Cody. Cody talked about Cody. Jesus Christ. Gotta hit the button on that. Gotta hit the button. Cody talked about oh man. Cody talked about
Stupid.
how CM Punk set a precedent. And then he talked about Jay Lethal. He put over Jay Lethal about how he has the best cutter in the business. Then he put over, oh man, who's the other guy he put over? Can't remember. He put over Punk's pipe bomb. He put over Jay Lethal. He put over somebody else too. It'll come back to me. But then he started breaking the fourth wall. And he was like, listen, a lot of people want to talk about forbidden doors. Before there was if there is a forbidden door, I built it. So respect my authority. And you know what? I mean, he didn't say that. I'm saying that. But you know what? He's right.
Respect my authority!
He said, I changed things. I'm the one who changed things. We got together and we changed things. I'm the reason why there's a forbidden door. I built it. I was like, you know what? That was a line of the night right there. And then he said, you want to know why I didn't turn heel? It's because you guys cheered me back when I needed you to. Or something. He said, you guys cheered me back then when I needed you to. Or something like that. And he's right. I mean, if it wasn't for Cody, if it wasn't for Dave Meltzer doing that whole bet thing, well, first of all, let's even take it back further. If it wasn't for Cody being very unhappy and unfulfilled in WWE and leaving and betting on himself, he had a great run on the Indies. He joined the Bullet Club, and then Dave Meltzer got asked a question about can an indie show fill a 10,000 seat arena. Cody said, I'll take that bet. And normally you would think that this is bullshit. But Cody really took that bet, and then All In happened. Yes, they had help from, I think Ring of Honor helped them, or Impact, one of the other, I think it was Ring of Honor who helped them. So they got together, they put together, because Young Bucks were wrestling for Ring of Honor, Kenny and everybody. They put together their minds, found a venue, raised the money, sold that bitch out in half an hour? I think that shit sold out in 28 minutes or something like that. In Chicago, put it in a great, fantastic city to put it in. And that gave birth to AEW. If that didn't happen, AEW doesn't exist. I believe AEW doesn't exist. So Cody's right about that aspect.
Respect my authority!
So then he started to talk about Sammy. And then he talked about how, he got around to Sammy, and then he said, listen, Tony Khan sent me the contract in the mail. He was like, not the one I was expecting, but he sent me a contract, and he sent you a contract, and it was a humongous ladder in the ring. That ladder had to be every bit of 15 to 20 feet high. That ladder was tall as hell. And he said, climbed up the ladder halfway, and he said, listen, me and you, let's do it. So all you got to do is accept. So they're going for the Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon ladder match, champion for champion thing. And that's fine with me. I love this promo. Cody got booed heavily when he came out. And that's another thing I got to ask. Stop the show. What's up with all the Cody hate, man? What's wrong with y'all?
Stop it. Get some help.
God damn, I know the man is overexposed and he's everywhere. He's got 2 TV shows. He's wrestling. He's doing this. But goddamn, why everybody hating on Cody? 2 years ago, if you go on YouTube and put 2 years ago or 3 years ago now, AEW first Dynamite, Cody comes out. This man is beloved by everyone. Whoa, how 2 years can change some things. Jesus Christ. It just like it just killing this guy. He did win over a portion of the crowd with this promo. So shout out to Cody because he's really good. He didn't let nothing rattle him. They was giving him shut the fuck up chants. I was like, what is going on here? I was like, God damn, why they booing this guy so much? It's like, yo, come on, y'all.
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh?
Like boo the man, but goddamn, like that, they was booing him like he genuinely upset them. So, shout out to Cody. We then had the Varsity Blondes versus Malachi Black and Brody King. Holy hell!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
The beatdown commenced. First of all, love the entrance. They have like they have new music, but when he's in the tag team with Brody King, it's a variation. Oh, Brody King is who he put over. He said Brody King had balls because if you're gonna come into AEW with the name Brody, you've got balls. So he put over Brody King, he put over Jay Lethal. Shout out to them. But you know what? You want to put Jay Lethal over? Put the fucking guy on TV. Because I haven't seen anything of him. Get him off of Dark, put his ass on Dynamite.
Stupid.
Let's go. Now, moving on. So, Brody King and the Varsity and Aleister Black, you hear me? Jesus Christ. Malachi Black.
Stupid.
Fought the Varsity Blondes and beat the holy hell out of them. This match was short to the point. They steamrolled them. Not much to talk about here. They hit Brian Pillman Jr. with the Dante's Inferno. Suplex, power slam. See you later. Great squash match. Those guys shouldn't be hanging with the House of Black. Not yet. Too soon. Then Malachi gets on the mic and starts talking, and we have a Pac promo, and Pac says, I see clearly now. So Pac appeared on the screen and cut a promo saying that I am blind, but now I see all. Something like that. Good promo about Pac. They blinded him, but now he can see clearly. So he'll be back real soon.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
And I'm all for that. Confrontation. Great shit. Then we had Frankie Kazarian versus Lance Archer. Now, Lance Archer is now with America's Top Team. They have Jake the Snake with him. They have Dan Lambert with him as well. So they're slowly starting to put Dan Lambert with him because he doesn't need a mouthpiece. Lance Archer is really good, but I guess they want to give him a mouthpiece. But Lance Archer can talk too. So that was a pretty good match by Frankie Kazarian and Lance Archer. Ultimately, the Blackout got rid of Frankie Kazarian. After the match, Lance Archer, Lambert was cutting the promo. Lance Archer interrupted him, saying that he's gonna give another Blackout onto a steel chair to Mr. Kazarian. But after that, we have Mr. Hangman coming down. And after Mr. Hangman came down, they smacked each other, fought around. He tried for a buckshot lariat. Archer cut him off. They fought back, but he ended up clotheslining him over the ring, and the heels took off. Now, that's cool. Adam Page stood tall, but there's only one problem with this segment. One problem. And here's the problem. On the show where Jon Moxley comes back, there's a feud with Lance Archer, but the AEW World Heavyweight Champion doesn't feel like the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. He doesn't feel like it. And that's a problem. You see, Hangman felt like a champion when he beat Mr. Bryan Danielson. But with this Lance Archer feud, him being in the middle of the card, I know Moxley had to get that top spot, and this segment was in the middle of the show, but he didn't feel important. He didn't feel like a champ. And we gotta change that shit. We gotta switch that shit up. Cause this is goddamn Hangman Page. This is your champion. That's champion right now. So let's get it together. Let's make sure my guy has that feeling of a champion, because he doesn't feel like a champion right now. So we got AEW needs to fix that because that's a problem. Other than that, great segment. Good match too. Sky Blue versus Serena Deeb. This was a total outclassing of Miss Sky Blue. I like Sky Blue. She's, besides the fact that yes, she is highly attractive. I like Sky Blue, but Serena Deeb outclassed her and I believe put her in the Serenity Lock and made her tap, and that was it. Serena Deeb turning heel. She's a great heel. She's great all around. I love Serena Deeb. I hope she gets more opportunity, and I hope they keep it up. Then we had also we got Ethan Page cut a promo on Jon Moxley. He'll be fighting Jon Moxley on Rampage, which will be live this Friday. That is good news. I always love a live Rampage.
Perfect.
Shout out to them. Then we had Sting and Darby Allin versus The Acclaimed. Yo, listen. So this was cool. The Acclaimed jumped Sting and Darby in the beginning of the match. They wrapped a chair around Mr. Darby Allin's neck and then threw him into the pole, the turnbuckle. That had to suck for real. That did not look fun. So Papa Sting had to go at it all by himself.
Oh, hell no.
But Papa Sting still got it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So he held his own in there. So the end came when the Acclaim delivered a mic drop to Darby Allin, who came back into the match. Right before I think the last commercial break, Darby Allin came back. They did the whole call the doctors and brought him to the back. He ended up coming back. He did the mic drop to Darby, but Sting broke up the pin. They both got thrown to the outside, and then Sting did like a cross body onto Max Caster onto the Timekeeper's cable. Timekeeper's cable, you hear me? Shit.
You stupid.
Timekeeper's table. He did a cross body, and Sting at like 60 something years old. He was like, oh, he came up like, oh fuck, why'd I do that? But shout out to Grandpa Sting out there doing his thing. Still looking like the young icon. Back inside the ring, Darby Allin threw Bowens into the turnbuckle, which he had exposed earlier. So stupid for him for exposing the turnbuckle and then getting hit by something you
stupid.
I'm sure that sucked. After that, coffin drop, and that is all she wrote. This was a good match, man. This was a good match. It was a solid main event. I liked it. It was cool. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong here. Like I said, these guys, they're professionals. AEW Dynamite was good last night. It wasn't as good as 2 weeks ago, but it was good. And I'm happy with it. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on. Just real quick, I will be talking about this. Y'all know I went in yesterday on my NXT review. I went in on this Walter bullshit. Oh, man. And I'm still going to go in a lot more because they had to drop the trademark. I'll talk about that tomorrow. You know, I have my SmackDown review on Saturday. So I'll talk about that news tomorrow. And I will also talk about how WWE is denying Mustafa Ali's release. I originally heard that they granted him his release, so I gotta put that in my group chat. Anybody in my group chat watching this video, sorry y'all, my bad. Wrong report, sorry about that. And we have a bunch of other news. And Dynamite broke 1 million again. So, good shit here. Love AEW as always. This is great. Awesome stuff. I'm out of here, but tomorrow, catch my reviews. Don't forget to follow me on everything. And in case you forgot, give them my socials. Here are my socials. Once again, there will now be links to everything in my description. So go out there, go down in the description of this video and future videos. Click the link, give me a follow, hit that like, follow, share, and subscribe buttons. If you want to support, buy some merch. That link is down there as well. My Etsy shop, as well as Spotify, and Anchor. So I am out. Y'all good people, be safe. Peace.
Dom the Marco.